हाय गाइस, वेलकम टू लीगल एज आफ्टर कॉलेज। मैं हूं अर्पिता एंड आज मेरे पास है हमारे लिए एक स्पेशल गेस्ट जो कि है AIR 40 ऑफ क्लैट पीजी। AIR 40 ऑफ क्लैट पीजी से तुम लोग बात करो। इसके पहले लेट मी टेल यू समथिंग। मैं बच्चों से पूछ पूछ के थक गई कि रिजल्ट है तो बताओ, क्योंकि मुझे पता है बहुत सारे बच्चे ना, मुझे मुझे ये भी पता है कि बहुत सारे बच्चे ना जब कॉलेज पहुंच जाएंगे, एडमिशन ले लेंगे ना, उसके बाद करेंगे टेक्स्ट कि मैम हमारा ना AIR 9 था। तो मैं बच्चों से पूछ पूछ के थक गई, रिजल्ट बता दो, रिजल्ट बता दो। फिर एक मैसेज आता है, मैम मैंने आपको रिजल्ट बताया नहीं क्या? ओ सॉरी, हाँ AIR 40 था। सो प्रेजेंटिंग मानसी टू यू। हाय मानसी।
Hello, ma'am. Good afternoon.
गुड आफ्टरनून। तो चलो शुरू से शुरू करते हैं। टेल अस अबाउट योरसेल्फ।
Hello. So my name is Mansi. I'm from Lucknow, and I've completed my BLLB honors degree from NLU Jodhpur. My major subjects were in constitutional law, so my specialization is constitutional law, and thereby now I have attempted CLAT PG for the second time. I attempted last year also while I was appearing as a final year student, and now I've re-attempted it. Last year I had a rank around 565, and so I thought maybe if I take some time, I could do better in the next attempt, and thereby now I've attempted again, and the result I've shared late.
तो डिजर्विंग रिजल्ट था फिर, अगर अगर यू हैव टेकन ड्रॉप, राइट? सो LLM क्यों करना था? मतलब NLU जोधपुर का तो ग्रेजुएशन प्रोग्राम भी बहुत अच्छा है, ठीक है? सो व्हाई डिड यू थिंक कि LLM करना चाहिए?
So I genuinely went into law thinking that I wanted a corporate placement or to work in that sector. However, 2 semesters into law, I was so enamored with public law and constitutional law, and I think I would give a lot of that credit to my faculties, Preeti ma'am and Bhakti ma'am. But so I got so enamored, and started thinking about research opportunities, and gradually my interest in academia developed, and I thought that I would rather go into this field which where my interest lies and work on that. So I followed the path that I'd first do my graduation, then an LLM, and then UGC NET, and then academia research.
सो मैं आप लोगों को बता रही थी कि कई बार ऐसा होता है, पता है, दिस हैज हैपेंड टू मी एज वेल, कि बहुत सारे बच्चे ऐसे होते हैं जो क्लैट में एडमिशन लेते हैं थिंकिंग दैट कॉर्पोरेट ही जाएंगे, अच्छा पैकेज कमाएंगे। बट व्हेन यू गो टू अ नेशनल लॉ यूनिवर्सिटी और एनी लॉ यूनिवर्सिटी फॉर दैट मैटर, वहां पे आपका इंटरेस्ट चेंज हो सकता है। एंड इट चेंज्ड फॉर मी, इट चेंज फॉर मानसी, राइट? तो कॉर्पोरेट का ग्लैमर इतना नहीं भाता कुछ लोगों को।
हाँ मैम, द थिंग इज कि जब आप वहां जाते हो, आई थिंक द 5 years लॉ डिग्री गिव्स यू अ लॉट ऑफ अपॉर्चुनिटी टू ग्रो
हम्म।
एंड टू रिकॉग्नाइज एक्चुअली वेयर योर इंटरेस्ट लाई। लाइक आप भेड़ चाल में आप सोचते हो कि आपको भी यही करना है, यही सबसे ज्यादा बेनिफिशियल है, बट देन आप रियलाइज करते हो कि करियर एक बहुत ही लॉन्ग टर्म कमिटमेंट होता है, एंड देन यू वांट टू डू समथिंग दैट यू आर इंटरेस्टेड इन ओनली. So that introspection and self evaluation really helps if you do it at the right time. वरना वैसे तो no time is late, मतलब whenever
हाँ
you
हाँ।
start.
एंड मतलब कई बार तो ये भी होता है मानसी कि आप ग्रेजुएशन कर लेते हो, यू डू योर पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन एंड देन यू चेंज योर एंटायर स्ट्रीम, राइट?
Yes,
तो
that is
वो भी
right.
होता है, बट मुझे ऐसा लगता है लॉ इज सच अ स्ट्रीम जिसको आप एस्केप कर ही नहीं सकते हो। इट इज अ पार्ट ऑफ लाइफ।
Very interwoven in your life. Every day you are affected by it, whether you're cognizant of it or not. So it's like very omnipresent in a sense. So it's very attractive to me as a
एब्सोल्युटली।
quality of law.
एब्सोल्युटली। तो अब मुझे ये बताओ कि व्हेन डिड यू स्टार्ट योर प्रिपरेशन? मतलब 2 साल पहले, मतलब 1 साल पहले तो करी थी, तब तब कब करी थी? एंड इस साल व्हेन डिड यू स्टार्ट?
By the start of my fourth year, I was clear that this is something that I want to do. Academia or research is something that I want to get into. So by the time my 9th year rolled in, the CLAT PG forms were out, and I thought, कि while I can give an attempt, I wanted to first see exactly where I lay, like what the skill set was, what all I needed to work on. So I first gave the attempt. I did not study for a lot. I started studying after my interim examinations. The plus point that I had was that constitutional law generally holds a lot of weightage, and I was a constitutional law honor student. So one of my bases was cleared. What I worked on was the case laws, the recent case laws, and I also looked at criminal law and thoda bahut public international law. Environmental law was largely covered in the constitutional law thing only, and admin law also largely comes under that. So that way I appeared, and I the thing is, I was not expecting to go into a paper with 24 passages. I was very shocked at that.
Hmm.
However, I had heard that CLAT PG is a very, uncertain
Unexpected.
paper.
Huh.
You can never really predict anything. So,
Hmm.
what I had worked on as a strategy was that I would first see the paper and then start working on the sets.
Hmm.
And I did that, and I'm not just mentioning it because it's you here, but I really did rely on LESA YouTube videos a lot for my last preparation also.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
what I did, I don't know how many times I watched that criminal law marathon with you, Nishal ma'am and Mansi ma'am, and then
Huh.
one of Mansi ma'am's juror students, and then the constitution revision. So I learned a lot from that. So when I gave the last attempt, I evaluated what all I could work on. And then when this year my graduation ended, I full on went into the LLM one batch. I started my preparation seriously from July onwards. And I started working on what all I had to work on. Like I was weak in criminal law. I did not know much of public international law, minor acts like Transfer of Property Act, tax law. All of this was weak areas.
Hmm.
So I could not really understand what all I had to work subject wise. So I started working in the reverse order and I started with mocks. So
Hmm.
I started with mocks. I gave one or two mocks and I saw what were the areas where I was very weak. And I think mocks were the major pillar of my preparation all through this attempt also, because I had a separate notebook where I used to note what all questions I've done wrong or skipped in my mocks. And for revision also I use that because that really helped me identify what all
Absolutely.
I could actually work on. So
Hmm.
that was one point that I used, and then I worked on my foundational subject because that is a recurrent theme that there are a lot of cases throughout the year and we cannot really predict what all can come. So as you all also advise, the foundational subject is something that is a sure thing that will stay with us.
Hmm. Hmm.
So I instead started working with the bare acts, like the constitution articles, the CRPC sections, the IPC sections, the concepts, the punishments. These are the things that I started looking at. And I think that helped me a lot with this paper with the shock value, because again, the shock value that came was 40 pages, 24 passages. So what I did was I just flipped through the pages to check the printed material that there were no errors, and then I saw what all I can do first, and I attempted it that way. So that was how it went all through. And then I did my attempts in stages. Like first I did what I was sure of.
Hmm.
Second, what I did was whatever needed time, but I could figure out from the passage, like the jurisprudence ones or the public international law
Hmm.
passages. The time taking ones, then I did them second. And the third was I really adopted your and Mansi ma'am's opinion that जिसमें दो में शक होता है खाली उसी में तुक्का लगाते हैं. So
Huh.
I only did that on guesswork, and then I focused on reading the passages, and if I can find anything, I did not guess too much because then minus marking में फिर बहुत हो जाता है.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
That was the whole thing how I went about this
So
attempt.
how many questions did you attempt?
I attempted a total of 102 questions.
102 questions. That's a good number of attempt. For this paper, it was a good number of attempt.
Like I was very nervous because everybody, like as soon as I exited the center, there was a whole hullabaloo of, oh my god, this was such a random paper. No cases came. Why did we even study cases? I am not sure what to do. And I was like, मुझे तो समझ ही नहीं आ रहा है क्या क्या कहना है. That was one of the major reasons why I was late in telling my result, because I did not see it until after the ALET paper. I was like, इतना अच्छा पेपर नहीं हुआ है कि ALET के पहले देखूंगी इसको. I will work on the second paper and then see it. But yeah, it was a surprise for me.
So घर पे बताया तो घर वालों ने क्या करा?
It was so dramatic. So the thing is, as soon as I opened it, I was sobbing. So my parents and my sister thought, बहुत खराब हो गया है लगता है अब पेपर क्या होगा अब. And then they came in and they're like, 40 लिखा है इसमें रो क्यों रही हो? And I'm like, गलत आ गया है क्या, कुछ 400 कुछ है क्या, I am not sure what is happening. And then they're like, इसको उल्टा करने से 4 बनता है, 400 नहीं बन रहा है, what is wrong with you? And
What
I'm
is
like, because my general expectation is that the top marks will go 100 or something, and then उसके बाद fine होते होते, and my marks was, ये भी question आता है, तो 70.75 was my score. So I was like, how can this be 40 rank का score?
हाँ.
So I was like, अभी grievance redressal portal खुला हुआ है, अभी बदल जाएगा. Classical overthinking, but yeah, then I was pleasantly shocked to see that it still remains. I was like, ठीक है, अब आगे बढ़ते हैं.
Congratulations on your result, by the way. तुमने लेट बताया,
Thank you
but
so much.
फिर भी thank you for telling us, एक तो, and दूसरा कि we are so proud of you कि
Thank you so much.
मतलब it feels good ना जब आप जो बता रहे हो बच्चों को, वो स्टूडेंट्स वो वैल्यू कर रहे हैं, they're incorporating that in their preparation, they're incorporating the advices given by the faculties in the examination hall as well. So मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा तुम्हारा रिजल्ट सुन के. We are very proud of you.
मैम द थिंग इज दैट क्लैट पीजी इज नॉट एक अदर एग्जाम्स की जहाँ पीवाईक्यू एनालाइज करके आप खुद भी एक लेवल पे जा सकते हो. यू नीड अ सर्टेन अमाउंट ऑफ एक्सपर्टीज फ्रॉम समबडी हु हैज सीन दिस ओवर इयर्स.
हम्म।
अब जैसे अगर हम खाली अपने उससे जाएंगे तो वी वुड ओनली स्टडी द बिग थ्री सीज लाइक कॉन्ट्रैक्ट, क्रिमिनल, कॉन्स्टी, एंड वी वुड एक्सपेक्ट दैट टू कवर अ
हाँ।
गुड पोर्शन ऑफ द पेपर. हाउएवर इस बार देखिए टीपीए से दो पैसेजेस थे, देयर वाज लेबर लॉ, देयर वाज टैक्स, देयर वाज सेबी पे एक पैसेज. सो this is not something that a person preparing by themselves would have expected, and then वो shock value से और marks कम हो जाते हैं preparation में.
हम्म।
So that is why you need a certain amount of guidance from somebody who has seen this happen over years and who can prepare you for the uncertainty that is about to come. So that way, I'm genuinely very grateful to you, Mansi ma'am, Priyanka ma'am, and Yubakshi ma'am. Like you covered all bases that you could with certain amount of uncertainty. That ठीक है, this can come, but you should be mentally prepared.
तो पता है इस बार यही था कि मतलब एवरी ईयर इज अ लर्निंग ईयर फॉर अस एज वेल, राइट? सो फर्स्ट ईयर जब 24 पैसेजेस आ गए, तब दैट वाज अ लर्निंग कर्व फॉर अस कि भाई पैसेजेस का नंबर चेंज हो सकता है, दे हैव नेवर मेंशन कि पैसेजेस कितने होते हैं. सो इस साल हमने अपने मॉक्स हर तरह के पैसेजेस में बनवा दिए. 10 पैसेज का मॉक, 15 पैसेज का मॉक, 18 पैसेज का मॉक, 20 पैसेज का मॉक, 24 पैसेज का मॉक, कि ये वाला शौक ना लगे स्टूडेंट्स को एटलीस्ट. ये
I think I've given almost all mocks, and the thing is, every mock was a new topic that you could learn from it. I think I've learned the most from mocks in this preparation session that I did, because I there were a lot of mocks that I did not score beyond 40, or for a long time I did not score beyond 45, and a lot of mocks out of 120, because I could not attempt a lot of things. I did not know the foundational basics. However, I did not take that as a discouragement. I thought if this is a section I know, then I should work on something that I don't know. So I started working on CRPC specifically. I was very weak with CRPC. But why, if you keep on seeing the same questions again and again, it
हाँ.
starts to register in your brain. At least आप एक informed guess बना पाते हो कि अच्छा ठीक है, ये कुछ sections हैं जहाँ ट्रायल कोर्ट की बात हो रही है, ये कुछ sections हैं जहाँ magistrate की हो. You can at least pick out from options. So
Absolutely.
that way mocks really help. Like mock analysis, I think is something that everybody must indulge in.
और मुझे तो ये भी लगता है कि इसीलिए पता है मल्टीपल रिविजन्स आर आल्सो नेसेसरी. मतलब इफ यू आर अ स्टूडेंट हु हैज हिज बेसिक्स कवर्ड, मतलब आपके बेसिक्स अच्छे से कवर्ड है, प्रॉपरली कवर्ड है, एंड यू नो यू आर वेरी वेल वर्स्ड इन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन एंड क्रिमिनल लॉज एंड जूरिस्प्रूडेंस एंड वीआईएल एंड एवरीथिंग, तब आप अपनी प्रिपरेशन जून जुलाई अगस्त सितंबर से भी स्टार्ट करो ना, इट इज एब्सोल्युटली ओके. क्योंकि आपको सिर्फ वो पेपर पैटर्न समझना है, अब उस पेपर से यूज टू होना है, दैट इज ऑल यू नीड टू डू. क्योंकि आपका बेसिस तो अच्छे से क्लियर है. लेकिन इफ यू आर अ स्टूडेंट जिसके मेजर सब्जेक्ट्स में कुछ सब्जेक्ट्स वो है कुछ सब्जेक्ट्स ऐसे हैं जो उसको बहुत ज्यादा अच्छे से तैयार करना है, तो मुझे लगता है यू हैव टू स्टार्ट फ्रॉम द वेरी बिगिनिंग. क्योंकि क्लैट एक ऐसा पेपर है ना, जैसे जुडिशरी का पेपर होता है, तो जुडिशरी का पेपर कहीं ना कहीं हर स्टेट का सिमिलर सही होता है, राइट? तो आप इसके पीवाईपीस पढ़ लो, इसके पीवाईक्यूज कर लो, इस स्टेट के पीवाईक्यूज कर लो, तो भी आपको एक ब्रॉड आइडिया लग जाता है अबाउट द एग्जाम पैटर्न. आई एम नो वे सेइंग कि जुडिशरी का पेपर आसान होता है, ठीक है, ये मैं नहीं कह रही हूँ, मुझे पता है बहुत बैकलैश आएगा इसमें. बट आई एम ट्राइंग टू से इज कि क्लैट पीजी का पेपर अपनी तरह का एक लौता पेपर है. देयर इज
Correct.
नो अदर पेपर लाइक दिस, देयर इज नो अदर पेपर लाइक दिस. एंड हर साल यूनिवर्सिटीज चेंज होती है, तो पेपर में कुछ ना कुछ ऊपर नीचे चेंज होता ही है. तो इस बार वी वर एक्सपेक्टिंग कि पता नहीं इस बार क्या चेंज होगा. सो इस बार माइनर लॉस से ज्यादा पूछ लिया, दैट वाज द चेंज. तो बट
हम इसमें फिर वही हो जाता था. थिंग इज कि इवन विद ऑल दी अनसर्टेनिटी हम कंसोर्शियम को कुछ नहीं कह सकते हैं, बिकॉज व्हेन दे गिव द सिलेबस दे से कि 5 years में जो पढ़ा है उससे पूछेंगे, एंड फिर 5 years में इतना कुछ पढ़ते हैं उसको पूरा कवर करना इज नॉट पॉसिबल फॉर एनीबडी. आई थिंक इसमें लीगल जीके ऑल्सो प्लेज अ वेरी गुड रोल, वेयर you can shorten the scope of things by seeing what is actually trending right now in the news, or something that is under discussion, or something that is so new that it might be covered. For example, MK Ranjit Singh का जो केस था, जो अप्रैल वाला आया था, I that case is very relevant, not just because it came out in April of this year, but because it is also related to a very big climate, environmental, jurisprudential question with regards to constitutional law and what the constitutional remedies can be. So such sort of relevant things. जैसे सेबी का केस है, तो विशाल तिवारी वाले केस के बाद सेबी आएगा. This
हाँ.
also became very relevant because of the GK aspect. So I think legal GK, or the bigger affairs of the nation during the 1 year that the preparation happens, is also very important. Like if you can shorten that, you can have some amount of certainty that this is something that you can wait on. This is
हाँ.
something you can work on. So ऐसे में that sort of helps you.
एब्सोल्युटली. ठीक है. तो बहुत सारी स्ट्रैटेजी की बात कर ली। मुझे ये बताओ, व्हाट टेल मी द हाइलाइट्स ऑफ योर टाइम विद अस, लाइक while you were preparing with us, tell me a few highlights about that.
So the issue with me was that due to certain conditions in the family, or and also due to my commitments after college, that I had some due commitments, it was not possible for me to always attend the lectures while they were happening. I mostly relied on recorded lectures, and I used to finish them as soon as I could, so that the backlog was not a lot. So what happened is that whenever I used to see the lecture, I could, the faculties always respond to questions in such a manner that it is as if you are yourself asking. Because if there is
हाँ.
any doubt, I remember like युवाक्षी मैम का है, या मानसी मैम के सीआरपीसी या बीएनएसएस वाले क्लासेस हैं, या आपका सोगा वाला सेशन है, you're always so receptive to whatever is being said in the chat box, whether it is merely political discussions of what is happening in the country or something, you're trying to relate it to what is happening. So that way, it is never monotonous. Even though it is a lot of bare act reading is done, and bare act has to be referred to because that is like a non-negotiable thing. But the way you break monotony is what makes the flow of the lectures going. So that is something I really like. Like you're also very personally involved. Like हमारे papers के बाद जैसे जब PYP sessions हुए, तो the first thing युवाक्षी मैम was asking was सब कैसे हैं, सबका पेपर कैसे हुआ है, आप लोग भी ग्रुप पे पूछते रहते हो सब कैसे हैं. That sort of personal touch really makes you feel accepted and allowed to feel dejected for a moment, yet you are not giving up. So I think that is very necessary for preparation in a paper that is so volatile that it could, a few questions can make or break your game.
हाँ.
So ऐसे में that sort of a support system in addition to your family and friends, I think is very important, and that is I was very grateful for that.
हम्म. तो मैं अपने हर स्टूडेंट से ये कह रही हूँ, क्योंकि मतलब आई आई तुमसे ज्यादा ना तुम्हारी क्रेडिट का वो जाता है तुम्हारे पेरेंट्स को, तुम्हारी फैमिली को, तुम्हारे फ्रेंड्स को, बिकॉज दे हैव बीन वेरी वेरी सपोर्टिव थ्रू आउट दिस जर्नी। एंड लकीली मतलब जितने भी स्टूडेंट्स हैं, जितने टॉपर्स हैं, अंडर 100, अंडर 500, ये सभी को एक बहुत सपोर्टिव एनवायरनमेंट मिला है टू स्टडी एंड टू मतलब बहुत आराम से पढ़ने का, कि तुम्हारे ऊपर कोई रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी नहीं है, कोई प्रेशर नहीं है, बस पढ़ते रहो बेटा, अच्छे से पढ़ो। So luckily all of them have gotten good ranks and अच्छा रिजल्ट आया। So I love to congratulate the parents, the family, क्योंकि मुझे लगता है कि उनका तो बहुत बड़ा रोल होता है किसी की भी
Definitely,
सक्सेस
ma'am.
में।
Matlab, the family plays a very great role. Like for me personally, I think I could not have done any of it without my sister and then my parents, because I think this is very crucial to my preparation journey, and I would really want to voice it out for anybody for who it holds true, that you need a certain support system. Your friends, like for me, it was my female friendships, my best friends, my juniors from college. They were always in touch, and you need somebody who believes in you when you don't believe in yourself.
Absolutely.
They would tell me that you are smart enough to do this, you can do this, you have done this, you can do this, because you're constantly worried as to क्या वो पूछेंगे भी जो मुझे आता है.
हाँ.
तो आप भूल जाते हो कि आपको काफी कुछ आता है. आपने अगर डिग्री किया है तो आपको काफी कुछ आता है, भले ही वो बैक ऑफ द माइंड हो, आगे आता है. It will come into your conscious mind. So always, like, allow yourself to believe people who believe in you. And also I think I really believe that set your mind to it. Do not be defeated before you are defeated. Like I was at a point where I was getting like 39, 42 marks in my mocks, and I was very depressed. And then suddenly I came across videos on YouTube of, students who have gone to NLS, like they were preparing for judiciary, and they're like, God had other plans for me. I reached NLS, and I saw vlogs, and I was like, I can also try at least. Like if I fail, I fail. That is okay. I will land
That's okay.
somewhere.
हाँ.
But if I don't try, then that is an injustice to myself. So I guess have faith in yourself, have faith in the people who have faith in you, allow yourself to trust them, and that sort of you cannot always study 100%. Like I personally, I had a very volatile preparation session. There were a lot of causes,
हम्म.
so I at least ensured that if I'm doing nothing, I can at least revise. Like I can watch 30 minutes of a revision video,
हम्म.
and let things come back, have a recall of them, and at least my day would not be wasted. I would not be demotivated the other day. So it's always, I think, any preparation for any competitive exam is always picking yourself up every day, going again, trying again. And if you
Absolutely.
fail, you fail. But if you don't fail, you fly. So that
एंड
is something.
मुझे क्लैट पीजी तो वैसा एग्जाम भी नहीं लगता वेर इफ यू फेल, इट इट ब्रेक्स योर लाइफ। मतलब
It
कोई
does
भी
not.
एग्जाम वैसा नहीं होता है, बट
हाँ.
स्पेशली क्लैट पीजी, देयर इज नथिंग टू लूज, देयर इज
There's always
एब्सोल्युटली नथिंग टू लूज।
alternatives, there's
हाँ,
always
एग्जैक्टली।
vacancies. And this is a paper that happens every year. This is not even like vacancies from courts that, come twice, 2 year में एक बार, 3 साल में एक बार.
हम्म।
This is something you can rely on happening, and you can always learn from your mistakes. Like if I had stuck on my previous attempt, I don't think I would have seen the day where I had a 2-digit rank ever in my life. So that is something that you have to do for yourself, and just don't take it so heavily on yourself that it discourages you from other alternatives also. एक क्लैट पीजी नहीं हुआ, एलेट है, आईएलआई है,
एल आई
आईआईटी
है।
खड़गपुर है, सीयूईटी है. Education is education. I know the college matters a lot, and it's easier for me to say now. Like maybe I would not have liked to hear it earlier, but it's also true that it does not end your life. Like there's a lot happening in each person's life, and an exam is just a day. So you can try your best, but you cannot let it define you. Is something that I really believe in.
दैट नोट, मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा तुमसे बात करके, एंड ऑन दैट नोट यहाँ पे बात खत्म करते हैं। पर मुझे ऐसा लगता है वील वील स्टे इन टच, एंड वील कीप स्पीकिंग टू ईच अदर। मुझे ऐसा लगता है
Yeah.
कि हमारी वाइब मैच होती है।
Likewise, it was great talking to you. And also, thank you again.
सेम, थैंक यू सो मच। एंड तुम लोगों में से अगर कोई मानसी की तरह है जिसने अभी तक रिजल्ट नहीं बताया है, तो गाइज एक फोन नंबर लिख लो, ठीक है? एक फोन नंबर लिख लो, 6363286363। ठीक है, बहुत इजी नंबर है, 6363286363। इस पे कॉल करो एंड टेल अस योर रिजल्ट, ठीक है? हम फटाफट पब्लिश करना चाहते हैं, वी वांट टू फ्लॉन्ट योर सक्सेस। तो टेल अस योर रिजल्ट, वी लव टू इंटरव्यू यू। मजा आएगा बात करके। And it is always nice to speak to toppers, to speak to students in general. So please let me know your result, okay? And if you have not subscribed yet, what are you doing? Please, please subscribe. Mansi bolo.
Please subscribe to this channel. It's really worth it. It's genuinely really, really worth it.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Take care.